Hi again everyone, long time no vlog. In my first vlog I did a segment about my things to be filed into my binders. So this time around I thought I would do the same thing. So in my pile today we have Wolf Hall Pride Playbill. Love wins, guys! My friend Laura went to see Wolf Hall with her dad and picked me up a playbill because she's lovely. She's a true friend and knows that I have a Broadway problem, so this will go in my special playbill binder. On Thursday, I went to see something at the New York City Center called A New Brain. It was only running for a couple of days, but they did a fully staged production. Everyone was great. Jonathan Groff was in it and a guest star. The show is very moving, sort of a memoir musical. Not all of it's based on fact, about a composer, a lyricist, a man who writes music, who needs a craniotomy because he has a growth in his head and it caused him to collapse. And that part's true, not the craniotomy part. The composer, William Finn, did collapse because he had something going on in his head. It's this story of a man who's struggling, who may or may not make it through the surgery that he has to get. And he has like the songs inside him and he has this whole crisis about what happens if I die, where do those songs go? It's great, very moving. I stage doored after, as I often do, or I try to. I met Jonathan Groff! He is literally one of the nicest people on the planet as like a human being. So nice, so lovely. Okay, on Wednesday, there hadn't been a lot of people at stage door. That's what the cast kept telling us as they came out, but there was quite the crowd on Thursday. There weren't any barricades, which there often are at stage doors, so people were just kind of circled around the stage door exit. People kept moving in closer and closer to the door. All the people coming out couldn't anymore because we were just this little circle of people. So people were getting anxious because they were kind of pushing in and in. And then Jonathan came out and there was just like this sigh of relief because suddenly people realized they didn't have to crowd forward because he was just so chill and was gonna get to everybody. He went up to each individual person and as he signed, he like made eye contact. Just like, how are you? Like he really wanted to know. He was so sweet and just so lovely. The whole cast was so talented. It was wonderful to be able to talk to them. A couple people who have seen Lin-Manuel's vines or tweets. Jonathan, you're in the play! You're in 2 plays! And he laughed and he was so excited people knew that reference. So it was really cute. He was in the play, musical, wonderful. So that was great. So, tips with Molly. Is that going to be a segment too? Now it is. So today I'm going to talk a little bit about stage door etiquette. Recently, a lot of big names have been in shows. A lot of people wait for them at the stage door, which is wonderful. And that's what a stage door is for. But one of the things is people can get a little crazy. There are people who will leave before the bows or even before the final scene or song or whatever is happening towards the end of the show so they can line up outside sooner. That's extremely disrespectful to the actors and the whole cast and crew, everyone who puts this production on. The whole end of the show is to be able to applaud the work that's been put forward by people who are both on stage and off. Stay for bows, clap, and then get out. Don't push people out of the way. They're just people. You can't push them. Be nice. Once you're outside, with some shows there are barricades, with other shows there are not. Don't push, don't shove. If I'm ever in the front, I will more than happily take people's playbills from behind me to hold it for them and get it signed and then just pass it back at the end. When I'm further back, I ask people in the front if they'd be willing to do that for me. Most of the time people are very nice and they will. If you're not in the front and you're a couple rows back, before reaching your arm through to kind of hold your playbill, maybe just let the person in front of you know that you're going to be doing that. I was at a crazy stage door once. Someone behind a person in the front row had a poster and was resting it on the front row person's head. It was awful and the person kept saying, can you stop? The person behind would like kind of apologize and then continue to do it. So just don't do that. That's not nice. Maybe the person in the front row would have been willing to hold it or could have reached around, but you're just limiting your own options by putting your thing on someone's head. It's not good. It's not good. I usually carry Sharpie with me to stage doors because sometimes the ensemble members, even the featured actors, sometimes don't have Sharpies. So I like to have a spare one and I more than happily let other people use it if they want to pass it around. One time I was seeing Fun Home and I saw Janine Tesori and she signed my playbill and I took a picture with her and then she accidentally walked off with my Sharpie. So Janine Tesori stole my Sharpie, everyone. It's not a big deal or anything. Sharing Sharpies, sharing playbills, holding them up, all good things. Please don't get mad at an actor or actress if they don't want to take selfies with you. It's usually not personal. To try and force them into it is not okay. They have to go places too. They are people. It can be frustrating because you've been waiting often a long time at the stage door, but they still don't owe you that, and to take it out on them isn't very kind. Other tip, this is actually a lot of fun and I've done it a couple times before. If you're toward the back and you can't get a selfie, you ask someone in the front row if the actor will take a group selfie with your phone so that the actor's holding it and turns around and like takes it with a bunch of people in the background. And that could be pretty fun because then all of you are in the picture together, a few rows back, but you still have a picture with the person taken by them. So that was pretty cool. I did that at It's Only a Play with Rupert Grint and with Corey Cott at Newsies. It was a lot of fun and the actors thought it was funny. And if they say no, you have to listen to them. Selfie consent, everyone. So now I'm going to talk a little bit about different types of ticket policies and ways to get discount ticket. I'm a college student. College students are known for being poor, but as many of you are now coming to know, I see a lot of shows. How is that possible, you may ask? I'm going to tell you. There are several different ways to obtain tickets. Just an FYI, a mini tips with Molly. You can save a little bit of money by going directly to the box office instead of buying online because you save the fees. You save like $7, which is a start. There's also the TKTS tickets booth, underneath the big red steps in Times Square. Basically, right up until curtain times for either matinees or evening shows, they have discount tickets available for select performances. You will never ever see Wicked up there or Lion King, and you'll never see Book of Mormon up there. Never, never. Even Fun Home's been disappearing from that. So shows that are in really high demand, you're not going to be able to get. But it has discount tickets for shows. They're usually somewhere between 30 to 50% off orchestra seats, and they're great. Most of the seating you get is wonderful. And you can buy a couple, you can buy some next to each other. So if you're with your family or friends, you can all try to sit together. Because they're half-price orchestra seats, they're still kind of expensive if you're working on a student budget. I do that sometimes, but not all the time. I do Rush a lot. These tickets usually range from somewhere between $20 to maybe $50. If you go on Playbill.com, they have all the Rush policies of different shows. If they have either a student Rush policy, a youth Rush policy, or a general Rush policy, you can get discount tickets when the box office opens. Most box offices open at 10. I'm lucky because I qualify for all three, youth, general, and student Rush, because I am a youth. I am a general. I'm a general population. I'm not a general. Anyway, and I'm a student. Everyone falls into the general category. Sometimes you'll need an ID with your birth date on it or your student ID to prove that you are indeed a student. And with Rush, sometimes you can get more than one ticket per person. Usually the limit's 2. Certain shows only let you get 1 per person, so you have to be there standing in line in order to get a Rush ticket. You line up early so that you're closer in line before 10 o'clock. Depends on the show, but I usually get there like 8:30-ish, 9-ish. There's a great website called Rush Report, which will tell you the previous weeks how early people have been getting there and your chances based on where you would be in line, or like how many people of those who lined up actually got tickets. Those seats can be obstructed view, or sometimes they're like front row, which I think is a lot of fun. Some people don't like front row. I love front row. There are also lotteries. You can usually put down if you want 1 or 2 tickets. Some lotteries are in person. This is also on Playbill.com, how early you should get there before the show starts. You enter, and then a certain time before curtain, they draw the names and let you know if you win. Wicked has a huge lottery, like 200 people show up for that, and your chances aren't so great, but you never know. That's the nature of a lottery. Hamilton at the Public had an in-person lottery, and that got very crazy very quickly. Lots of people started showing up for that. My friend and I went thinking, oh, it's an off-Broadway show, not that many people will show up. We were wrong. Some lotteries are also done online. Something Rotten, through its website, has a lottery that you can enter and they will notify you. I think it's by email. And one of the great things about Something Rotten is if you lose their lottery, they'll send you a code and you can use that code at the box office to buy discounted priced mezzanine seats. And I saw the show that way and the seats were great, saved money, and it was wonderful. There's also an app called Today Tix, T-I-X. You can do online lotteries through that. You don't have to pay unless you win. Also on the app are just discounted shows in general for that day. or sometimes a couple days in advance, so that app is definitely worth checking out. It's credible, so use it. There are also lots of other websites that have discounts like Theater Mania or Broadway Box. They have codes a lot of the time that will give you access to seats or discounts. You can either use those online to purchase tickets, or sometimes you can even bring them in to a show's box office and give them the code, and they'll give you the discount and you don't have to pay the processing fee. That's worth doing. So I think I'm gonna cut it off there today. Feel free to contact me or add me on all my social media. It's down below, as are Claire and Eliana's links. I hope you've been checking out our other videos. Our interview with Laura Osnes was super exciting, and we're so glad that she was able to take part in our vlog. We were so honored to have her, and she was lovely. Stay tuned for future interviews. We have some more great people coming your way. If you have any questions for our upcoming interviewees, please let us know, and we'd be happy to ask them on your behalf. Be sure to subscribe to us, and have a great day. Subscribe!